What if I told you that the secret to growing an entire year's worth of food without machines, chemicals, or even electricity wasn't hidden in some futuristic greenhouse or elite permaculture seminar, but in the humble backyards of the Amish? While grocery prices skyrocket and food shortages become headlines instead of hypotheticals, one group of people quietly thrives, not just surviving, but flourishing. No tractors, no synthetic fertilizers, just wisdom passed down through generations, and a system so effective it could make major food corporations sweat. So how do the Amish manage to grow more food than most people can imagine, on less land, with less effort, and in ways that actually improve their soil every single year? Buckle up, because what you're about to discover could change the way you look at gardening and food for good. The Amish don't need acres of land or a garage full of expensive tools. Their secret starts in the soil. Not just any dirt. Living, breathing, nutrient-dense soil created entirely from compost they make themselves. It's a process that's both ancient and brilliant. Instead of buying store-bought fertilizers, they layer brown and green materials, things like leaves, straw, manure, and kitchen scraps, and let time and microbes do the heavy lifting. The result? Soil that retains water like a sponge, resists disease, and fuels plant growth like rocket fuel. This composting method forms the very foundation of their gardening success. It's why their vegetables burst with color and flavor while others struggle to survive. Think your suburban backyard dirt can't compare? Think again. With a few compost bins and a little patience, you could have soil that outperforms commercial farms. But great soil is only the beginning. The Amish rotate their crops with precision, never growing the same thing in the same place year after year. Corn gives way to beans, which give way to leafy greens, then to root vegetables. This rotation not only keeps pests guessing, but also restores vital nutrients to the soil, reducing the need for additives and dramatically boosting yields. It's nature's version of crop insurance. And speaking of pests, the Amish don't reach for pesticide sprays when bugs show up. They rely on companion planting, pairing certain crops together to repel harmful insects and attract beneficial ones. Tomatoes grow next to basil, which not only boosts flavor, but sends hornworms running. Garlic planted alongside greens keeps leaf munchers at bay, and marigolds, bright and cheerful, do the dirty work of keeping nematodes and aphids away. Clover and other ground cover crops don't just look nice. They fix nitrogen into the soil and bring in bees, butterflies, and other pollinators. Their gardens become balanced ecosystems where nature does most of the pest control, not chemicals. That balance extends to water, too. While most people drown their plants with daily hose sprays, the Amish use mulch and deep watering methods that mimic natural rainfall. A thick layer of straw or leaves prevents evaporation, keeps soil temperatures stable, and reduces the need to water more than once or twice a week. Their plants send roots deep into the ground, becoming resilient against drought and extreme heat. In fact, during dry spells, Amish gardens often stay green and thriving, while neighboring plots wither under the sun. Vertical gardening is another technique the Amish use masterfully. Instead of spreading plants out, they grow upward. Beans, cucumbers, squash, and tomatoes climb wooden stakes or cattle panels. This not only saves space, but also increases airflow, reducing disease and making harvesting easier. One vertical structure can produce over 60 pounds of food in a single season without taking up more than a few square feet of ground space. They even make compost tea, a powerful natural fertilizer brewed by soaking compost in water to extract beneficial microbes. When poured over plants, it acts like an energy drink, supercharging growth and boosting resistance to disease. As for weeds, no sprays, no fancy gadgets, just good old-fashioned manual weeding and dense planting. By placing plants close together, they shade the soil, making it hard for weeds to get a foothold. When weeds do show up, they're pulled early and often before they can spread. It's simple, it's effective, and it works better than most chemical solutions. Amish gardens are laid out with almost surgical precision. Raised beds and tight spacing ensure no inch of ground goes unused. Even a small backyard can become a food powerhouse if designed this way. And they don't stop at growing. They've also perfected storing food without electricity. Root cellars keep vegetables cool and fresh for months. Fermentation turns cabbage into sauerkraut and cucumbers into pickles. Dehydration preserves fruits and herbs. These methods let the Amish enjoy their harvest all year long without needing a single freezer. While modern families stockpile canned goods or rush to the store when shelves run low, the Amish simply walk to their pantry and pull out homegrown, home-preserved food they can trust. Their food security is unmatched, and their independence from the industrial food system is complete. They even take companion planting to the next level with something they call companion confusion. By creating a maze of interplanted crops, flowers, and herbs, they keep pests confused and off balance. Lavender attracts bees while scaring off moths. Dill lures predatory insects like lacewings. Nasturtiums serve as sacrificial plants, attracting aphids away from vegetables. Every plant has a role to play, whether it's feeding the family, enriching the soil, or protecting its neighbors. Daily pest patrols are another Amish habit. In the early morning, gardeners inspect every plant, picking off caterpillars, beetles, and other pests by hand. Gloves, a bucket of soapy water, and a sharp eye are all they need. It's not glamorous, but it's incredibly effective. And for bigger problems, they call in reinforcements, natural predators. By planting native wildflowers and herbs around their gardens, they create insect highways that draw in ladybugs, hoverflies, and praying mantises. A single ladybug can eat thousands of aphids in a lifetime. To the Amish, seeing a toad in the garden is a sign of success. They can eat over 10,000 insects in a single growing season. Brush piles and water dishes attract even more allies like garden snakes and birds. If birds suddenly stop chirping, it usually means a hawk is near, keeping rodents and rabbits in check. And believe it or not, pest losses in Amish gardens are often lower than in gardens doused with commercial sprays. But it doesn't stop there. The Amish also make incredible use of small greenhouses. These aren't high-tech, climate-controlled facilities. They're simple, low-cost, and incredibly efficient. A typical 12 by 20-foot greenhouse can produce multiple full crop cycles per year using passive solar heating. Stone or concrete walls painted dark absorb heat during the day and release it at night, maintaining temperatures up to 15 degrees warmer than outside. For colder nights, they turn to the manure method, layering fresh horse manure and straw in trenches to create heat as it decomposes. It's low-tech, sustainable, and surprisingly powerful. Inside, the layout is a masterclass in efficiency. Tall plants grow in the back, medium ones in the middle, and low growers like spinach and lettuce up front. Strawberries and herbs hang from baskets between rows. Air flows naturally through vented roofs and roll-up sides. Rainwater collected from the roof fills barrels that double as thermal masses, warming during the day and releasing heat overnight. Even their watering cans are optimized for efficiency. These greenhouses produce tomatoes in January and lettuce in February, without electricity or gas. When it comes to choosing crops, the Amish don't waste time. They grow what they call power crops, vegetables that produce a lot of food quickly and store well. Potatoes, carrots, and beets are staples. A 4 by 4 foot bed of carrots can yield over 25 pounds. Climbing beans, like Kentucky Wonder, grow in living towers, maximizing vertical space and enriching the soil with nitrogen. Leafy greens like Swiss chard and kale are harvested again and again all season long. Dwarf fruit trees, barely taller than a grown man, produce 50 pounds of apples a year and take up minimal space. Self-pollinating varieties mean they don't need a whole orchard to feed their families. Even herbs play multiple roles: flavor, medicine, and pest control in one. Many of their crops reseed themselves year after year, showing up without effort. Volunteer cherry tomatoes, dill, and lettuce are seen as free workers that need no pay, no water, and no attention. Crops are chosen for continuous yield, not just a single harvest. Instead of growing one big head of lettuce, they grow varieties that keep giving. And everything is layered in what they call the sky-to-earth method. Vines climb high, beans grow at mid-height, and greens fill the bottom layer. A single trellis made from cattle panels can support cucumbers, squash, and melons, sometimes in hanging slings. It's a living wall of food. Raised beds only 4 feet wide allow for tight spacing and easy reach. While most gardeners give a cabbage 2 feet, the Amish give it 16 inches and still get a full head. Old buckets and barrels become planters, broken wheelbarrows become herb gardens, fences become trellises. Nothing is wasted. Tunnels made from bent cattle panels connect beds and serve as vertical growing space. Every inch is used. Underground, it's just as organized. Carrots grow beneath beans, radishes sprout between lettuces, and potatoes are nestled under corn. It's like a layer cake, with every tier working together. Their tools are simple, but built to last a lifetime. No electric tillers, just sharp hoes, dibbers, and hand pruners kept in top condition. They oil handles, sharpen blades, and treat tools with the same care they give to livestock. Even harvesting tools are chosen for efficiency. Hand-woven baskets that stack neatly, don't bruise produce, and last for decades. Their irrigation systems are passive yet brilliant. Clay-aulas, unglazed ceramic pots, are buried near plant roots, slowly releasing water exactly where it's needed. No hoses, no waste. Water is collected from rooftops, filtered naturally, and stored in tanks with overflow systems. And during dry months, they rely on sponge-like layers of wood chips and compost that can hold gallons of moisture per square foot. Household gray water, like from washing vegetables, is collected and used too. Plants are grouped by water need, so thirsty crops get help from surrounding drought-tolerant companions. Some even use slow drip methods with tiny holes and upcycled bottles. Nothing is random. Every detail is intentional. Flowers are planted with military precision, no more than 20 feet apart, so pollinators never lose their way. Bees, butterflies, and mason bees are supported year-round. Flat stones are placed in the sun to give butterflies a warm resting spot. The result is a garden that isn't just productive, it's alive. It's buzzing, blooming, and balanced. So, are the Amish holding the key to survival in a world increasingly rocked by uncertainty? Or have we simply forgotten how powerful simple, smart, and sustainable gardening can be? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.